Promissory estoppel is a crucial legal principle that ensures fairness in situations where a promise is made and relied upon, even without a formal contract. This concept plays a significant role in various areas of law, particularly in business and employment disputes. At its core, promissory estoppel is designed to prevent injustice by enforcing promises that would otherwise not be legally binding. It originated in equity law, focusing on fairness, rather than strict contractual requirements. To understand promissory estoppel, we need to examine its key elements. First, there must be a clear and definite promise made by the promisor. This promise can be explicit or implied through words or actions. Second, the promisee must reasonably rely on this promise, taking action or making decisions based on the expectation that the promise will be fulfilled. Third, this reliance must result in a substantial detriment to the promisee, such as financial loss or significant inconvenience. Finally, enforcing the promise must be necessary to avoid injustice. Courts carefully consider these elements when deciding whether to apply promissory estoppel. Unlike traditional contract law, which requires consideration for an agreement to be binding, promissory estoppel allows for the enforcement of a promise even when no formal consideration exists. The legal requirements for promissory estoppel may vary between jurisdictions, but generally courts look for evidence that the promisor made an assurance that led to substantial reliance by the promisee. The promise must be one that a reasonable person would typically trust and act upon. It's important to note that promissory estoppel is not without limitations. Defendants in promissory estoppel cases have several potential defenses. They may argue that the promisee's reliance was unreasonable or excessive, that no substantial detriment occurred, or that legal or statutory limitations prevent enforcement of the promise. Additionally, if the promise resulted from a mutual mistake or misrepresentation, it may not be upheld. Promissory estoppel frequently arises in various real-world scenarios. In employment law, it might apply when an employer verbally promises a job, leading an individual to quit their current position or relocate, only to have the offer rescinded. In business agreements, it could come into play when a company assures a vendor of a large purchase, causing the vendor to increase production, but then backs out of the deal. Real estate transactions and personal agreements can also involve promissory estoppel. For instance, if a landlord promises a tenant an extended lease, prompting the tenant to make long-term commitments, but later evicts them, courts may intervene based on promissory estoppel principles. The doctrine of promissory estoppel serves as a safeguard in our legal system, ensuring that promises are not made lightly, and that individuals can rely on assurances without fear of unfair consequences. While it provides important protections, the application of promissory estoppel can be complex and nuanced. In conclusion, understanding the elements and applications of promissory estoppel is crucial for anyone involved in business, employment, or other situations where promises play a significant role. It underscores the importance of clear communication and the potential legal implications of the assurances we make. As with many legal matters, consulting with a qualified attorney is advisable when dealing with issues related to promissory estoppel to ensure proper guidance and protection of one's rights.